What's up, you beautiful collectors and action figure fans? Once again, it's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new Jurassic World Legacy Collection Isla Sorna Capture Pack. And this was one that I was really looking forward to for a couple of reasons. Now, while we've gotten a lot of Jurassic Park characters and dinosaurs from the Legacy line, we really haven't gotten anything from the Lost World. I mean, sure, we've gotten a couple dinosaurs here and there, but this marks the first human figure that we've gotten from the Lost World, and the first vehicle. Obviously, you can see that this is from the early scene where InGen sends their huge amount of capture vehicles and stuff to capture these dinosaurs to take them to that San Diego park that they wanted to build. And it was led by Roland, which is this guy right here. But you also get a vehicle, which I'm excited about, because it makes it possible that we can get that mobile command center, which I've wanted ever since I was a kid. Now, granted, they made that set, but it's kind of hard to come by right now. And with them doing a whole bunch of vehicles so far, that was one of the iconic vehicles from the Lost World. So, fingers crossed we get that. And this ushers in a lot of other potential figures that they could be doing from the Lost World. We know that we're going to be getting a Sarah figure with the Stegosaurus and the baby Stego. It would be great if we got a couple other characters. But for the packaging on the Isla Sorna capture pack, as you can see, you got this open package that has this really nice display where you can see you got this kind of dirt ground, you got this forest background, really kind of portraying that scene where these vehicles were going around capturing these. Now, in my review of the Parasaurolophus from the Hammond collection, I talked about how I felt that that one was a good size and that this one is a little bit small. So I'm going to be bringing in that Parasaurolophus to kind of show you that size, because in my opinion, this figure is way too small for this set. But we'll get into all of that. When you come around to the back of the package, you get some product shots here with Roland sitting here in the side. Although he never really did that in the movie. I still think that it was a similar Jeep sort of vehicle that he was driving. So it works fine. You got a couple other figures that are available. You have the little tab thing that slides up and down. Really, for me, though, this set is all about the vehicle and Roland. So without further ado, let's get these guys out here and see how cool they actually are. Alright guys, so here we have the Isla Sorna capture pack opened up and out of its packaging. And again, this is a set that I was really looking forward to. There are a lot of other characters from the Lost World that I really hope that we get. And I could see him giving all of them to us, and even hopefully giving us that mobile command center. That would be fantastic, and honestly would require me to come up with another place to display my Jurassic figures. Starting off first, for me the most important part is going to be Roland. Now, for me, he was kind of, I don't want to say a bad guy in the movie, but was definitely one that had it doesn't want to stay focused. He had kind of a back and forth sort of character arc. He was hired by the folks at InGen, not John Hammond, but he was hired by him to capture these animals, and he wanted to hunt a Tyrannosaurus Rex. That was like his feat. That's all he wanted. But he did come to realize that the decision to really take these animals off the island was just, I think the line was that he has spent enough time in the company of death. So his arc did kind of go towards the, you know what, maybe we shouldn't be messing with these animals. But the figure is really nice. You can see the likeness is actually pretty decent. Paint applications are fairly light on all of these figures, but you can really kind of see, if I can get it to stay in there, you can really kind of see a good likeness right there. He does have his jacket on with his white shirt underneath there. The sleeves here are a separate thing, so while you might be able to remove this, it's not going to look all that good because the sleeves are the way that it is. He's got his shorts, a belt, some boots on here. The only thing that is unfortunate about this character is one of the iconic things about him was he did want to go and hunt a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, they didn't choose to include any accessories with him, like the rifle that he had, which was, again, something that was very prominent as he was carrying it around. Now, I honestly do not remember which figure this came with. So, We do have a rifle. It came with a different figure. Did it come with like an Owen figure? I honestly don't remember, but I'm going to use this for him just because I think that it is a lot more, in his hands are sculpted in a trigger finger sort of thing. So I just think that this is going to work nicely if I can get him to hold it. Can't really rotate his wrist around. I mean, you can rotate the elbow, and I guess you could kind of do something like that. I mean, you wedge it in there. Yeah, there you go. I mean, you probably wouldn't have him hold it all the way up there, but I mean, that for me just works. I don't know why my camera doesn't want to focus on things properly right now. It's annoying me, but I think that that is terrific. Or I mean, even still, just having him hold it is very cool for him. I mean, that's a more completed look. So I am disappointed that he didn't come with one, but I at least had one that I can use from another figure. Articulation is all the same. Oh, the hat also doesn't come off. You have a ball joint here for the actual neck section. The pin hinge swivels. You have that for the elbows as well. The waist does it. Oh, wow, the waist does rotate. I don't remember that doing that on. Oh, no, I guess it did. Alright, whatever. So you have that, the hips in and out, forward and back, the knees, the bend. And, you know, one thing that was, I know this is weird, but he had very pronounced and muscular legs. And they have that here, which is really kind of impressive to me. So you do have all that articulation that the standard figures do have. I don't anticipate them doing like a Hammond collection on him, so this is about it, but it is perfectly acceptable. The other part that I want to focus on is the vehicle. So setting him here, because that's I'm going to go on a tangent about that. This is the vehicle. Now, this is fantastic. Again, very much like what we saw. I am noticing a couple things, like when you come around into the back, you got these little clip sections right here. So I'm wondering if we're going to get another version of this that has something that comes over, because a lot of these, while they were driving around, had a kind of camel thing on there. So maybe we'll get something like that. Who knows? But I really like how they did this. Coloring looks great. The tires are really nicely detailed. You can see a lot of rivets and such. Of course, you got the engine logo there on the sides, and then on the front, you got some little fog light things on here. Stickers right there. Are those stickers? Those might be stickers. They come pre-applied, but they look pretty decent. You got a sticker on the screen right there. And then the action feature for this is it actually extends out. So you can put it inside like that. You push this back button and it extends, and that's fantastic. I love that. Just make sure that you get the figures seated in there properly. Roland was not driving in it, so you might have to have another character kind of driving or something like that. But he also didn't really sit in this gunner seat. That was something that was used by another capture vehicle. But you have another button right here that fires a missile. You do get a total of 3 of them. They are a little bit tricky to get in here. They only go in really one way. You can kind of see the way that the angle is there. So, no, maybe that. There you go. With the flat side down, you got little prongs on the side there, and then there's one flat section. So that goes in that way. So you can store that in there, and you can see it closes perfectly fine. These other missiles, you can easily just throw them in the back seat. Nothing wrong with that. And you got, oh wow, I didn't even notice this. You actually even have a tire here in the front that rotates. That's kind of funny, but you got that extra little bit right there. So really very nice. I love the way that this turned out, and like I showed you, you can extend that, have him sit in here. You do have to be a little bit tricky when you're doing it, just to make sure that he clears, but you can have him sit there and then boom, come out. And then let's just take Owen, because this is the other extra figure I have sitting here right now. So you can take him and you can have him drive that around, and probably nobody's gonna really notice, but you know, there you go. So you can have something like that, and that looks, is that, that whole sliding thing does kind of get in the way though of the other feet. So there we go. So you can do that, and I mean, I think that's great. And then you can have Hammond's I don't remember, he was some kind of relative sitting there in the back or something, and he's like, "This is a game trail, Mr. Ludlow," or whatever his name is. "Carnivores hunt on game trails. You want to set up a base camp or a buffet?" That was just so fun. And that's, like I said, he never really used that feature, but it's still fun nonetheless. So getting him out. Now, the Parasaurolophus, I had talked about this before, that I think that the Hammond Collection one is beautifully scaled. I think that this works perfectly for this set here. Now, let me get him kind of standing. I mean, I think that this scale works beautifully. You can see how much smaller this guy is by comparison. I mean, it is insanely small, way too small. This is a far more accurate representation of the animal in terms of movie accuracy than. Let's get him. I'm just kind of fidgeting with the joints and everything. Far more accurate than this guy. I mean, this guy should definitely not be basically the same height. I mean, that should really be it. Now, I also brought this, or I forgot to bring this out, but when I did the comparison, this is that one of the original toys with the action feature and stuff. And the sizing on this is a lot better, a lot more close to what we have here. So these kind of work as a display, in my opinion, when they stand. I'm not doing a very good job getting him to stand. Well, all right, you don't want to do it, but the scale here works. I'm struggling here. There we go. Come on. There's that guy. There's that guy. There's the arms. But you can see that the scale here works a whole lot better between the two of them. And I'm trying to, again, get him to balance. He doesn't really seem to want to. How did I get him to stand on a shelf for as long as I did? That's craziness. I don't know what I'm doing. Clearly I don't. And maybe it was more something like that. Yeah, something like that. So you can see that scale works. And then this one is just more like baby size. So I don't necessarily. I mean, this is a good-looking figure. I mean, it's fairly average. You got the swivels and everything here. You have a head or a neck joint. You do have that little tab thing right there that now comes out, and you can scan that. If you really want to, you can scan that and get details on the Parasaurolophus. I just definitely think that this is the weakest part of this entire set. It doesn't bother me really all that much because what we have here is so good. Like I said, this is way too small of a dinosaur to be included, and I think that these ones work pretty good. Specifically, I think that the new Hammond Collection one is far and away better. And like I said, it was a very iconic scene. He also talked about the, what did he call him? Friar Tuck, I think. So you have this little guy that you have the tail thing happening here and that. So I'm like, the scale for this works pretty good. And again, this is the one that like rammed into the side of the door. So these two creatures were the ones that were primarily captured during that scene. You could see him get the Pachycephalosaurus. That's the one that had like that big thing that came down and then had like airbags kind of hold them in place. And then the Parasaurolophus, they tied ropes around him and then like dragged him down, and you instantly felt bad for that poor creature because they had no idea what the hell was going on. So if you're gonna have this, I would definitely pick this up to go along with it. I feel like this is a better setup, but this is what you have, and I mean, again, it's not terrible by any stretch of the imagination. It's more, like I said, a baby, though, in terms of the size of it. I said that really loud, I'm sorry. But I do like it. I think it's a great set. Price-wise is pretty good, especially since you're getting a human character, a vehicle, and a dinosaur. I really do think that the value is there. And like I said, it's a Lost World set. So there you go, guys. There's my look at the new Isla Sorna capture pack from the Jurassic World Legacy Collection, which at least here in North America is exclusive to Target stores. And that being said, it is out there right now, so if you are looking for them, good luck and happy hunting. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Once again, I want to thank you all for tuning in, and please remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you all for watching and taking the time to be a kid.